welcome to reading the New Testament in original Greek. We're reading in this session Matthew chapter 3 verse 12. Utoption en τη χειρή αυτού και διακαθαριεί την άλλονα αυτού και σενάξει τον σύτον αυτού εις την αποθήκην. Το δε άχυρον καθακαύσει πήρει ασβέστο. His winnowing fork is in his hand, and he will clear his threshing floor, and will gather his wheat into the granary. But the chaff he will burn with an unquenchable fire. The Greek text begins with the demonstrative pronouns in genitive, ou. We have seen this one in verse 11, which means the verse 12 is connected to the verse 11. Whose, in the sense of his. So whose doption, it's a winnowing fork. It's a fork-shaped brush that clean out the light things on the floor. So if you don't have the picture if you don't have the image in your head, please look up on the Google. It's better to have the image concretely. So the whose winnowing fork and the hiri, both are in dative forms with the preposition en. Aftu as a genitive modifying the hiri, his hand, in his hands. So technically in this part we don't have verb. Que dia katharii. Dia plus katharizo. Katharizo means to clean up. Dia means through, or in the sense of thorough when it's combined with katharizo. Now, katharii, you see the circumflex on top. That's the key to recognize this is in future without sigma. If you look up the verb change that I've written down here, kathario, without sigma, taking just normal verb changes over there with the circumflex on top. And the rest of them changes regularly. So, he will clean up thoroughly as a third person singular ending, absolute iota, right? And he will clean up what, of course, naturally follows the accusative object, din alona aftu. Alona is the e alon, as you can see, alon, alonos, aloni, alona. And taking the third declensions from the genitive. Alona means the floor, the the working space that he's doing something. So the threshing floor, he's threshing floor with the genitive attribute. Que sin axi, sin plus ago. We have seen this one. This is Matthew often uses it as a technical term. This is here also as an example. He will gather all together, right? If you remember yourself when the Herod summoned the high priest and the scribes of the people, he used the word synago over there too. Sin plus ago. Ago means to lead, sin together, leading together, making the sense of gathering together. So bringing them together. What? He will bring them together. What, right? The accusative object. Don siton aftu. Don sitons o sitos is the wheat, his wheat in accusative. Now we have more information. Is tin apothekin. Where to, right? Is prepositions plus accusative is giving the directions. Is tin apothekin. To the storehouse. Apotheke, it's interesting in German is Apotheke means the drugstore. The word they usually store things together, all things. In the modern Greeks, and apotheke is also still used for the drugstore. So is tin apothekin. It's different here. It's not simply as a storehouse. Now I have break it down this parts as you can see here. Utoption in his hand, and verb accusative, que verb accusative, with extra information to where to. Now the sentence continued to to de agiron. Now to agiron, de is simply the positive word. However, the chef as the what's left over from the peeling process. So you peeled it off, and then the covers that that had it's left over, it's left on the floor. So that's what Matthew means, and he will clean up the rest of them. To achiron, the chef, however, kata kafsi. It's interesting words because kata plus it's keo, actually, compound verbs. But the keo, the form itself that they had in the New Testament time, it's actually not the exact original forms. It has been changed. That's why you see in the future form and the rest of the verbal changes, you see kav, ypsilon in the between, after alpha, yeah, kapha, alpha, ypsilon, kafso, ekafsa. But then the first person form is keo, katakeo. Keo itself means to burn. So kata gives the extra emphasis to the burning. It's not simply the burning. If you say the burn, is you will see later in chapter 5 of Matthew, he will light up the lamp. He will burn the lamp. It doesn't mean that he will burn the whole lamp up. But if you see with kata means the burning the whole thing against it, right? So on the purpose of getting rid of it. So katakeo means to burn up the whole thing. Katakafsi, he will burn it up. Piri is what we have seen already a couple times. Pir, fire. Piri in dative, right? As vesto is also in, you see the iota subscriptum at the end of omega. The noun declensions gives indications in a dative with the iota subscriptum at the end. So the both are in a dative, which means this part is with the grammatically, this is dative instrumentalis, dativus instrumentalis it's called, which means with unquenchable fire, undisappearing. It's not disappearing, unquenchable fire. Through or with, it's the same translations in instrumentalis. So, to achiron subject, the verb, and with extra informations with dativus instrumentalis ends the verse 12. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, and please leave a comment, and we'll look forward in our next session.